Hey, I'm Kenyon Barris, writer, director, producer, actor, activist, father, and today I'm going to be an illustrator, thanks to Skillshare. I'm terrified, but let's do some art.
You're a great storyteller.
Thanks.
I like to take stories that people like you make and then create movie posters. So I felt like this would be an awesome little crash course if I just show you my typical process of creating digital paintings. And I thought we might be able to do like a superhero movie poster.
I love that.
I do a lot of artivism, which is like trying to make art to inspire people to change the world.
Artivism. I like that word.
Trying to find that thing that's broken in the world and how can I, through art, put that on display and figure out how to get people to fix it.
I like that. I do writivism. I said that before you said artivism. I had said it into something else earlier. I'm just kidding.
Artivism.
I like that.
I typically talk about this with kids in schools and we do like these superhero things like, make yourself a superhero. So I'm just thinking like for you, what would that be?
I had asthma growing up, and so I was like a big reader, but comic book nerd, and like really loved X-Men and like Professor X. He kind of like was sort of the chess player with all the chess pieces being the X-Men or whatever. As a showrunner, you're kind of like the conductor, or you're the Professor X, and the writers are your X-Men. The idea of being able to use your voice to make change. I actually, these tattoos will put flowers in my hands. Because I was like, when I write, I like came from a kind of crazy neighborhood, but I was like, when I write, I remember that I want to grow beautiful things out of my hands, and so that's what the flowers are about.
I love that.
So the notion of trying to use your voice or writing or words to change the world. So some version of like Professor X, or someone that uses sort of, words or writing to change the world would be something. If I know that sounds corny, but that would be.
That's dope. I think, especially with movie posters, like, have you seen a movie poster and you're just like, I get that. I know what that film is going to be. I want to see
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Huh?
40-Year-Old Virgin. You saw, remember it was just like Steve Carell in the polo, and he's just like looking up like with like doughy, naive eyes, and you're like, oh, 40-Year-Old Virgin. Like you got it immediately.
Right. Tells it in a second. And so the whole challenge is try to visually represent all of that you just said. So let's jump into it. Have you ever done any digital painting?
No, but I have used a tablet. So slightly familiar at best.
I try to simplify this as much as possible because when I started out, I was like super nervous about wanting it to be perfect. And I feel like with digital painting, it doesn't have to be, especially my style, like it's semi-abstract, it doesn't have to be perfect. Step one for me is just like throwing paint on the canvas, like just getting a giant brush and adding color. I would go to the color picker. You see there's like a million colors in that rectangle. Basically tap and figure out which color you want to start with, what kind of skin color you might want to go with. Just tap in there where the orange is, and it can go as light or dark as you need it, as melanated or not as you need it. Just do a few test brush strokes.
Do I have to do I have to click the button when I'm doing it, or just
act like it's a regular pencil and just throw some paint down.
Got it.
There you go. Don't feel like you're gonna break it. Like just you can press as hard as you need to. Like,
okay, got it. Oh, okay. The harder you press, the more it actually. Okay, interesting. Do I need to stay in the lines?
Throw that paint in there for the face. Fill that space in where the neck is. At this point, you can kind of get creative with what kind of superhero armor, what are they wearing that kind of tells the story of who they are as a hero that's changing the world. My superhero is going to be a dude with a giant afro.
Okay. I want my dude to be like kind of plain, but like look, he's from the hood a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be like, maybe he has a chain on, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah. A lot of the art that I do is that it's speed painting. So I always try to tell people, it's great to be like as expressive and free flowing and quick as you can. Don't worry about it being perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. So my guy is going to have the biggest afro that I can possibly make.
I wish I could still grow my hair. I would never cut it.
I think my angle for this would be to probably talk about the crown act, to say like, I don't know, maybe this guy, like his fro, it like mesmerizes people and he can hypnotize all these superintendents in the school to change the rules so that black people can
wear their hair how they want.
Black kids can go to school and like not have to worry about going to school with curly African hair. Like that's a problem in the world. Like why is that not better, you know?
I love that. That's Samson from the Bible.
Yeah, Samson. Tips for the face. I try to keep it very simple. Basically what I would do is I say like, you know, if this is the chin here, I would do a little kind of like half moon right above the chin. And that would be like this shading underneath the lips.
Okay.
Probably I have like a little line right above that.
Got it. And you change your brush. You go smaller brush. What brush do you use to do that?
I would stick with the same brush and just make it a little bit smaller.
And where on yours are the lips? Is that little indentation above the chin, the lips on yours?
This first curve that I usually do is the bottom of the lips, and then that line is like the mouth, and then there's always a little shadow under the nose, and I usually just do like a straight line a little bit above the nose shadow for the eye line.
The eyes are everything, right? So what's the trick to the eyes?
It's really like the eyebrows for me is like the thing that will give you the expression that you're looking for. So like, you know, he might be super pissed off or something and he's got like these eyebrows that are coming down.
Okay. What's contemplative?
I would say more so like the eyebrows curving up a little bit, not so much down. But then there's always like some sort of wrinkle in the middle, I guess. Looking good.
Is it? I don't like my eyes. My eyes are feeling like they're off. So what if I want to, let me just do them over. Okay.
I like it. I feel like he's thinking about something important.
I like the sort of messiness of it.
Yeah. I typically go with the rough edges as like my default. I don't really like straight lines, clean lines. You can start to add in where, you know, typical places where you're going to need more shading, like right around there where the chin and neck separated. You might want to add a little bit of shading there, maybe even on the sides of the face. I always add a little highlight on the nose just to give it that sense of depth. And then also on the forehead, probably where there's going to be maybe the cheeks. I'm liking it. Those last elements that you want to add to the shirt, or maybe like you said, a chain, I don't know, anything that helps tell the story of your character. A lot of the stories that I'm trying to tell are really ones that are about underrepresented, you know, people in America. I think there's so many stories that need to be told that just don't ever see the light of day. So that's why I was like, I'm just gonna start making my own. My one children's book called My Hair is Poofy and That's Okay.
I love that. The celebration of like looking at our differences is actually something that makes us dope.
Seeing the shows that you created and watching, just seeing Blackish and seeing stories that need to be on TV that were never told the way that you can tell it. It's always been an inspiration to me. So thank you.
Thank you. I always say like we only get 4 stories to tell. So the idea that we get to sort of, we're in the place where we can do technology like this lets us tell different stories and get our voice out there. And more so than ever before, you can control the distribution. You can control the platform. You're in control of how and who sees it. I love that.
You know, being able to quickly digital paint a little sketch and be like, okay, let me just visualize this, you know, this thing before it leaves my mind.
I love that.
I typically will like do this where if it's a dark blue or something, I might like grab a lighter color and then just like do a few strokes at the edges to even give it a little more, you know, a little bit more of a rough sense of unfinished. Sadly, a lot of that has tied into, you know, creating tributes of all these Black people who are unfortunately murdered and not here anymore and should be here because their lives were not able to finish. And so that's kind of part of the artivism that I do as well, is just commemorate lives that should be deemed important.
I think it's important. And I think the idea that your art lives forever You know what I'm saying? And in certain the right cases, like it can, whether it's in someone's mind or just in, you know, recreation, like it can tell a story that stays with us forever. I love that.
So typically what I'll do is like I'll have the students give like a little pitch with their poster. So I'll just give mine really quick. This is the Crown. He is a superhero with this mesmerizing fro, and he represents the Crown Act, which is legislation right now that will hopefully stop these schools from discriminating against kids who come to school with natural, curly, thick hair. Some kids are getting kicked out of school. This guy goes around and somehow like magically mesmerizes the superintendents of the school to change the laws. And he's got a little like fist raised Afro pick as a symbol. All right, so what you got?
So this is X. He signs off on things, you know what I'm saying? He can imprint his name or sign off, get you to sign off things by imprinting like words or thoughts or ideas in your head that you didn't think about before. He gives you new ideas and new thoughts and sort of subsequently changes the way that you think about things. And you don't see him coming because he sort of underplays himself or makes you sort of maybe think that he's something else. And he gets in places because he's sort of not the person who people think is going to be the person that actually is who he is. And so he changes the way you think about things and gets you to sort of sign off on ideas.
I feel like you've had to do that in your life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I do it more as a dad, you know what I'm saying, than anything else. But yeah, absolutely.
I see like a kid on the south side of Chicago, like who maybe loves to write and might be steered in other directions in life. But then they see this, maybe this film that you're creating with this movie poster, and they see themselves in that. They think, I can be a writer.
I remember like thinking what a writer was when I was growing up, and it didn't look like something I would want to be.
Right.
And so for me, I was like, yo, I grew up like looking at like ball players and dope dealers and stuff like that. And like, and so the idea of like when I actually got some money, why run from that and go to like what the people told me to be like? And because that wasn't going to inspire any little kids who look like me to sort of like try to sort of change their life. So, and even in the title of X, as I was writing it, like the notion of it was we couldn't sign our name because we weren't supposed to know how to write. You know what I'm saying? We weren't supposed to know how to write. And so the only way we had to like X was how we signed our signature. You know what I'm saying? Like that was, you know, you signed your X to things. So there's something to the idea that it wasn't even that we weren't writing our stories. We weren't supposed to even know how to write. Now this guy gets to mark his X down and he does it in a different kind of way.
I love that. That's deep. Thank you.
Thank you, dude. This came out better than I would have.
It looks good. I would watch that movie. Like, I would watch that.
Thank you, man. I can't believe, thank you so much. I'm actually proud of myself. I appreciate you.
It looks great, man. I love it.
You got it. Get creative at Skillshare.com. It's pretty cool.